Everyone, I hope you're all well. Let's see if I can pull up the live here on my iPad so that I can hopefully be able to see your comments a little better. Come on in, hit that thumbs up as you're getting here. Let your friends know that we're here. Every Wednesday, I try to go live with my friends from the Artistry Collective, which was created by Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. And tonight is one of those live Wednesdays. We bring to you some different crafting fun every Wednesdays. I go first. I start us out here in the West Coast in Washington State. And then we go to Leah in New York after me. And then after her is Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. And we're so excited that you're going to be here to join us. I need to make some birthday cards. February is just apparently birthday month. So I thought I would pull out some of my Sizzix goodies. I've already kind of scoured Pinterest and pulled out a few little inspiration cards to give me a little bit of a head start, and we'll just kind of go from there. I am using my Sizzix Sidekick, and most of these are just the side order dies. This one here is called Celebrate 666861, and it is really great. It comes with a little embossing folder, and it's mini. It's so cute. It actually fits in the Sizzix Sidekick, and you can see it looks just like this. I've already started getting a little bit done here, so we don't have to spend the whole time die cutting. But die cutting is so much fun and so versatile, and they are such a great investment in my opinion, because then you have them to use again and again for cards and journals and projects and scrapbooks, all the things. Hey, there is Leah from Make All the Things With Me. Hello, and Diana. Hello, friend. It's been a while. I'm so glad to see you guys. All right, let's see if I can put this iPad somewhere. I'm still trying to get used to my new room setup. Everything is kind of set up to the left of me, and I definitely live in a right-handed world. I guess I didn't think about that when I had everything going here. I do have some card templates, or they were already formed cards. They're already folded. I believe this is the A2 size. I'm not much for knowing my A sizes. I guess I should, but I don't. Okay, so I've cut some tags. These were just a tag die cut that I already had, and I did that little texture fade in the background. Embossing folder. And then one of the cards that I saw that I really liked that had for some inspiration was this one. These just came from Pinterest. I do have a Pinterest folder if you want to follow me. My Pinterest folder is called Cards I Like, and everything's very organized in Pinterest because I've been a Pinterester since Pinterest became a thing. So my Cards I Like folder has all kinds of cards I like, not just the ones that I make, but I sometimes will go through there, pull out a few that I like, just like that one, and print them out so that I can look at them and have some fun inspiration. Doesn't mean my cards were going to turn out exactly like those ones, but at least it's a place to get me started. So this card down here that I was showing, kind of a more masculine one, which is I need one masculine card and one feminine card. And so I did some papers like this here, and then I did that embossing folder in the background. This is textured cardstock. When I'm using my Sizzix Sidekick, I really enjoy using little stacks like this. This one I do have to cut down, but it gives me a lot of colors. And then I also like using these little border strips. This one's from Die Cuts with the View. I know they still have these at Hobby Lobby, so yours might be Paper Studio brand. This one is super, super old. If you're lucky, you might have one of these in your stash. This one is the Tim Holtz Craft Core cardstock, and I cherish it. I love it. I love the texture, but you know, use what you have. Use some paper. You can even cut your paper down to a 2-inch strip to fit into your Sizzix Sidekick if that works better for you. And so now I need to cut some balloons and party hats. And that's where these little fun paper pads come in handy, because I've already got them in several different colors. And if you're lucky, this one here was from the Paper Studio. I did not pay $10.99. A lot of times they'll have their Paper Studio on half off, or you might even find it on clearance. This one is a bonus score because it is textured cardstock, but it's also got adhesive on the back. So every page, when you die cut this, if you peel it, it'll already be sticky on there, which is wonderful when you're working with little dies. So I do like that for this. Now, not all of them are like that. This is from a different pack. And that one doesn't have adhesive on the back. I think that one was from whatever this one was. But you can see it gives you a great array of colors. Means that you don't have to leave a bunch of scraps from like a 12 by 12 size page or something. And if you're just doing a bunch of little die cutting, it's really great. Okay, and I did already use my side order. That's the letterboard. It is actually called letterboard 666859. And I already did these ones. And then I did HB and the number 2 and a U, because that was some of my little inspirations here. Like this one, if we're going to do a little tag. And a tag is perfect to do on the front of a card. So I was thinking on one of them, we might do... you can see this card that's already formed. It's a card back. Is a little bit off-white, and I think that's okay. We could do this tag here is white, and so it will stand out just a little bit, and I kind of like that. We can decorate this tag and put balloons all over and do the HB2U just like this one is. I did also love this one, though. I liked the little party hats, so super fun. I don't know if I'm into making the rosettes. I think it might take me longer than an hour to make all of those rosettes, but maybe we'll be able to get these other 2 cards done. So this one has the background embossed on the blue here. Those were just some scraps. I think I might make some party hats out of those. Perfect time to pull out your scrap bin and see what you have that you can make some fun die cuts out of. I used to have bins and bins of scraps, and when my kids would come to my scrapbook store, I would just let them sit and die cut anything they wanted to die cut, and they just put them in like a little bin, and then I had them whenever I wanted to use them, which was just wonderful. All right, so this is just embossed in the background. I thought we'd put some ink to it. I just got these blending brushes for Christmas. I haven't used them yet. I kind of more prefer them for stencils, but this works too. I wish those little embellishments were kind of brought out just a little bit more, but this is textured cardstock, so sometimes the texture in the cardstock can interfere with your embossing. So just kind of know that, but it is just background, so I don't know that it's really going to be that noticeable. And honestly, these days, most people are just happy to receive a paper card rather than a little, you know, birthday notice on social media or whatever. So it's kind of fun to be able to hand something in a paper form and give a little piece of some sort of something. And for the longest time, I hated making cards. I started making cards. That was my first intro to paper crafting, was stamping and making cards when I was a young girl. And I used to love making cards. And then I realized people just threw them away. And that made me irritated. I didn't know that I really wanted them to like cherish it forever or something. But I thought, man, I did all that work. And they went, oh, that's neat, and threw it away. But then I realized later, much later in life, that I just needed different people to send cards to. Because some people really do enjoy, especially now that we live in a digital era, it's nice to receive something that is not digital. All right, this one is prize ribbon. Let's see if we can maybe just hit some of these high points. Ah, look at that. So we're just taking our little ink pad here and just going along. Now I didn't mean to get that line there, but again, it's not really going to show. It's just in the background. So just ever so lightly take your pad and try to hit those higher points in the background. You can even go along the edge if you want. And if you have the full-size pad, which I do, but not in here, you might not get that little line on there, but I don't mind it too much. So, okay. And that step is not necessary at all. You don't have to add ink. You can just use your die cuts and be happy with that. Was everybody's YouTube down yesterday? Mine was down for just a short period of time, and somebody was like, did you lose all your videos? I'm like, no, my videos are still here. Thank goodness. I don't know what I would do if I lost all 570 something of my videos. But that brings me to, while you guys are here, if you're looking for any kind of paper crafting or haul videos or even some cat videos, I have a little bit of everything here on my channel. So check it out if you haven't already. I love it if you liked and subscribed and hit the bell, did all the things. And then if you are a DIY crafter, my friend Leah from Make All the Things With Me, who will be up after me tonight, she makes all kinds of amazing little home decor kind of items, or, you know, things that you might sit on your desk or hang in your house for the holidays. And she makes it look so fun and so easy. And then after her tonight will be Christy, if she's going. I think she's going. Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage, and she makes beautiful journals and mixed media pieces and also some home decor. So definitely check out those ladies if you haven't already. Okay, so now we got to do some more die cutting. I've got this HB2U that we could put on this little tag here. I did 2 tags because I just folded a piece of paper in half and cut it out. Figured if I used it, great. If I didn't, that's okay too. And then these are going to go on my card like so. Look at that fun background already. And you could take some ink and go around the edge of your card. You could even make these just a little bit smaller if you wanted to do like some ink splattering or something behind there. Do some more ink. More ink is never a bad thing in my opinion. More ink, more ink. Okay. How's everybody's day been going? We got to Wednesday. I had lots of doctor's appointments yesterday. I had labs and physical therapy and all the things. And then today I had to go and see the doctor. It went okay. Wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was really going to be in trouble because I stopped taking a medication that wasn't working for me. But he was okay with it. He said I did the right thing. So okay. You never really know. This is just a piece of craft core metallic cardstock, and I'm going to do some of these party hats in the background with this, and then I thought I'd overlay with a color. So on this one, we need 4 or 5 party hats, and then I think I want one for the other one at least, so we're going to need this one a lot, I think. Get my plates back out here. Now your Sizzix dies will work in any die cut machine that you can use your thin metal dies for. So if you have something other than the Sizzix Sidekick, I used to use my Quick Cuts Revolution. It's at my other desk and I love it so much. It's a little bit bigger. You get a 4-inch platform on that one. And this is just a 2. So, you know, they come in lots of different sizes. They do lots of different dies. These ones are just for the thin metal dies, but you can use just about any brand, which is wonderful. Majority of my die cuts, I would say, I don't know, probably 85%-ish are all from Sizzix, because I have been a Sizzix girl for lots of years, and I just love them. All right, one party hat there. Let's see if we can get another one right here. Again, great way to use up some scraps. And watch this point. That's been a little bit bent. Must have sent it through on the edge there where maybe it didn't fit. Let's see if we can get it to flatten back down. If you're laying these out with multiple dies, you don't want the dies to overlap at all, or you'll get some more of that bending and folding on the ends, and it's just not good for your dies. Yeah, that did flatten back down. Good. So if some mishap does happen, don't freak out. It'll be all right. Okay. And what do I want to do on this side? Maybe we'll do... Now, they kind of did all lighter tones, which was kind of fun. So I've got some blue and gold going on. Maybe I want to do like some darker blue over the top. I don't know yet. I also have some blue metallic. Maybe that could be fun for the balloons. And I have this teal colored metallic. This one, again, is just a die cuts with a view stack. A lot of times I will watch for these either at thrift stores or garage sales or marketplace, or if they go on clearance. That's when I try to buy up these little, this is just a little 6x6 pad. But a great way to get you some different papers to work with. All right, we'll fold this. And cut some more of these. Maybe I'll do 2, and then I can put 1 gold and 1 blue, 1 gold, 1 blue, and then we'll do some balloons. And I'll need to figure out a color. Maybe I'll do the streamers in the same color as the balloons. Now, if you are having a day, like maybe if yesterday, if I would have realized I was going to make these cards, I could have done all of my die cutting and just had everything all done. Maybe spend 20 minutes die cutting, have everything all done, and then today I could have just done the assembly. So there's definitely a way that you can make this not take so long. You don't have to spend an hour. You can just spend a few minutes here and there, and you can still get beautiful projects. You could also stamp too. I did pull out some stamps. Okay. Don't think, will I get another one right there? I maybe will. And sometimes even if I don't need this one, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out, and I can put the piece in with my die cut pouch. And then next time I'll have a bonus one. Sorry guys, that's my pump you can hear. They did a bunch of different settings on my insulin pump today. And now it's ringing at me. Great. Hey, there's Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage, and she'll be up after Leah, so then it'll be me, and then Leah, and then Christy. Okay, there we go. Now we'll cut some balloons. Let's make sure the pump is not happy. I had a piece of pie today at the diner. Oh, so it's doing insulin. There we go. All right. Don't have to do anything. And I think I want the balloons and the streamers to be in that kind of turquoisey color. This one. All right, so we'll fold this about 2 inches across. That will fit in my little sidekick machine here. And I want to cut some of these little streamers out to put at the bottom of the card. Now, I made my back pieces a little bit longer than my inspirational page here, so I may have to tweak that just a little bit. Let's see, let's make sure this fits on here so I know how wide I can go. Put one there, and maybe I can get a balloon in the middle. Whoops. Now, if you have painter's tape or washi tape, you can tape these down if you want to. I am not a taper. Constantly forget to tape anything, but it is not something that you absolutely must do. You just need to make sure, again, that none of these dies overlap when you go to put them through, because it can ruin them. And the tape is definitely an easier way to keep them from moving all around, but I usually just have good luck, put them in my little sandwich and running them through. And the sidekick here is a really great size because it can just hook just about anywhere. Sit on your desk. It doesn't take up a ton of room. It's not very heavy to lug around. And it's perfect for doing these little dies. Okay, so there's one little streamer. And we got 2 little balloons. And our other streamers didn't poke out here. And if this happens, because your paper is thicker, you can run it through and then run it back. And then, so that's like 2 passes, and that can help. Or you can just sit here and try to punch it out. There we go. All right, I think I can get one more balloon right there. So we'll just do another round one. Probably just one. Yeah, it's kind of, well, maybe. Let's see. We'll try it. We'll try it. If I get it just right, it might fit in there. I don't know. Probably gonna cut one of the balloons off the edge just a little bit, but that's okay. Yes, and that is what that other little piece was for. I have another little die here, and it's for the balloon string. That one, where did it go? There it is, right here, this little tiny guy. I probably will try to do that one out of the adhesive cardstock, because then it'll just be ready to glue. But if you have glue with a fine tip point, you should be okay too. All right, so that one is a little cut off on the side, but you know, if you're gonna layer these anyways, like maybe this one will go here. See, it doesn't really matter, so you can still use it. Okay. And let's see what we can find. Maybe have black and white. I always seem to use the most out of all of these stacks. They're always at the very back. Never fails. Did I have a blue in here? These ones are all lighter colors. Maybe I could just do white strings, I suppose. I'll fold this a little bit. Now this is going to be thicker, so we might want to do 2 passes because it does have the adhesive, so it's just like a sticker on the back. Put that there, and maybe we'll do, we could do one of these little streamers too. And we'll run it through, and then I'll do some more of those strings. That way I can have some balloon strings. Hi, Karen. Welcome in. And is that Rhonda that I see? Hey, girl. Hey. Welcome in, guys. Pouring the coffee. Thank you so much. You guys could do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. It does really help. All right. So this one, the die cut stayed. The paper stayed in there. If you just kind of drop these along, it comes out. And if it doesn't come out, you can always use a die pick or something. They do have little holes in the back here, so you could use even a little thumbtack and just press it through, get it to come out. Oh, look what happened. That was the backing, and you can use that too if you want to. This is just the backing that holds to the adhesive, because this was sticky back adhesive paper. So this is just like a little sticker now, so I'm going to stick this somewhere until I'm ready to use it. Sometimes I just stick them on my machine. I can grab it when I need it there. And so there is one strand of string for the balloon. It's so tiny. So make a couple more of those. And you can see it doesn't use a lot of paper. So like I said, this is really perfect if you have scraps to use, or if you just have these little pads. Then if you're using the little pads too, it prevents you from having to buy a bunch of colors, because typically these pads will come with some sort of a rainbow or an assortment of colors. Oh, that one did it too. It peeled off the... What is left is the actual die in there. And it's sticky already. Let's see if I can get it to stick here. Oh. Of course, I don't have my die pick or anything in here, but I do have my scissors. Maybe poke this little fine point through the back. Just need it to lift a little bit. There it goes. And then where that has the adhesive already on it, it'll be ready to go in just a minute. So we'll just stick it up there until we're ready. I think I did 3 or 4 balloons, so we'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll be good to glue on our cards. That one is so tiny, it doesn't want to come out. I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. I made some fun little gifts and cards, and if you missed that, you can definitely catch the replay. I used a Tim Holtz video and made the little steampunk heart vignette box. That was so much fun to make. And then some beautiful cards I made with you guys last week. And I gave those to my girls with some little fuzzy socks for Valentine's Day. Okay. Get that all? I did. All right. So now these little pieces are kind of crazy. You can easily lose them. So I'm going to save this one aside over here. And we can start to see what we've got going. I did not do any of the top pieces, so let's do that real quick. Figure out what color that we want. These are blue. It's going to go over this gold and the metallic. We could just do white. That could be nice. And we'll use this adhesive stuff. Now remember, once you cut these out, you could run those through the texture fade as well, and you'd get those little bumpies on just this part of the party hat. I'm going to kind of angle this a little bit so I can kind of save some paper space. And if you are one that likes to compartmental make, like I said, one day you could just sit here and cut out your party hats and put them together. And then you would have a bunch ready. And sometimes when I cut out extra, I just put them in the little pouch that the dies go in. And then I have them ready for next time. If you buy the Tim Holtz Sizzix ones, and even if you don't, you can buy the little pouches from Sizzix, just empty, to put any other dies in. And these are perfect. You can just drop your extra dies right into the pouch with the die cuts. And then they'll be there and ready to go when you need them. Oh, what did I do? Did I not cut the edge all the way? All right, let's run it through one more time just to make sure I get that edge cut. That is textured and adhesive cardstock, so a little thicker to work with. But now we can take this piece and all of the Sizzix ones will come with little holes on the back, so if they're not falling out of there, a lot of times I just drop my dies like you just saw, but if it's not coming out, you can just use the little hole in the back, and or use a die peg, which is really great. A little X-Acto blade would work too. Just kind of scrape it out of there. There we go. That is the cover of the adhesive part, so we'll just pull that out. Now that is sticky. And we can take this piece. You can add some more adhesive if you want to. Ooh, don't lose the strings. You just cut those. And we'll put this right here to make our fun little party hat. Love that. Okay, let's cut a couple more of those. And again, you can, before you attach this white piece, over the top piece, you could put it through your texture folder, your embossing folder, or you could ink on it or spray on it or whatever. Or you can just enjoy it white as it is. And this is the backing because it's sticker paper. You could use this and glue it down too. Okay, let's see what this looks like on the gold one. I don't know what the dog is barking at, but something. We actually got a little bit of snow here this morning, but it's already gone now, and it's just a melting mess. Been a little bit of crazy day in Western Washington. There we go. I like that one too. How are we doing for time? We're about halfway through, which is great. Okay, so let's glue these down, and then we can get these streamers in place. See what we want to do. Now, like I said, the page that I used as inspiration is this one. And they have these back pieces quite a bit shorter. What do I have? I have one of those balloon strings stuck to my thumb. Cute. All right, we'll put that up there. So I might just cut these a little bit shorter so that we have the bottom piece to put the streamer and to put happy birthday. Theirs says let's party, but I think I just want mine to say happy birthday. I'm just going to cut that over here off to the left on my trimmer. Did I get it all? I didn't go all the way through, but we'll cut this one with a scissor. There we go. Okay, so now those are quite a bit shorter. Should be good. And we might even just put like one party hat in each one. Like so, because I think I cut it quite a bit shorter. That's okay. And then a balloon here, or a balloon cluster. And then the streamers. So let's glue this background down. And I think I might want to, let's see, we could spray something in the background here. This one is Hickory Smoke Distress Spritz. So let's give it just a little spritz. Again, using the extra mediums is totally optional, but way fun. All right. And I don't have just a heat tool in here, but I do have my embossing heat tool, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, I have two friends with birthdays tomorrow. One's tomorrow, and one is the next day. They both go to the diner that I frequent, and so I thought it'd be fun to make them a birthday card. My birthday was this month as well. Not that I would make myself a card, but, you know, why not? All right, let's just blot those, and we'll glue it down. I am using Tonic Nouveau adhesive. Love it. Now, if you have a Xyron machine, those are perfect for doing your die cuts. You can just put them through and make your own textured, or not textured, your own adhesive back cardstock. Make sure that his spacing works. The tonic glue gives you just a second to move things around if you need to, which is great. I'm probably going to put this one on next, just to make sure I know where that metal one goes. And adhesive is one of those things. It's very particular to certain crafters. Certain crafters has their go-to glue, and that's okay. So you do you. I've learned over the years, there's different types of gluers. I like to not necessarily hover while I glue, but I like to be able to have a second to fix the straight and turn things and move things if I need to, remove it if I forgot something. And some glues definitely don't give you enough time to do that, but some people don't like that because they want to know when they put it down, that's where it's going to stay. So just know that there's lots of different glues on the market. And especially if you're gluing different things to different things, you know, you might be gluing paper to paper, or paper to wood, or metal, or something of the sort. Okay. And then we can put the balloons in here, and I think we'll do the streamers. This is the one that's got the adhesive on it. And we can kind of do one little streamer like this, maybe. I'll put some extra glue on here because I don't want it to come off. Kind of embarrassing if your cards fall apart, so just make sure whatever adhesive you're using, that it's got some good adhesion and is staying where you want it to stay. And then I cut out some of these ones. I could do another little streamer here. One was white. And I cut out, oh, two were white. Maybe I'll put another white one over here, and then we'll put this one in the center. Actually, this might be just the little wrapper piece, but that's okay. We can definitely still use that to glue too. That feels kind of sticky, so. And then any pieces that we have hanging over the edge, I'll just cut off like so. Whoops, except I didn't have that glued, so now that one went down to the floor. Of course. Okay, and then this guy, maybe we'll put it right in the center. Or what do we think? Do I just need 2? No, I kind of like 3. The eye kind of likes things in 3s. I don't know why that is. It just gives you good balance. There's lots of rules for photography that kind of apply to art as well. But again, at the end of the day, when you are crafting and having fun, you don't have to follow any of those rules. You can definitely be a rule breaker. I usually feel like a little bit of a rebel when it comes to crafting rules. Okay, there is our little party hat. To climb back up into my chair here. Okay, so do we think? I think I kind of like the blue one on the left. And then the gold one over here. And then we'll make a little balloon bundle there. And once we get these down, we can put some stickles on the little pom-pom piece, add some glitter, or you can just leave them as they are. They are perfect just the way that they are. And this glue is a water-based glue, so if you get on your fingers, I just keep a wet wipe handy, and it is great to wipe it off on there. Again, lots of glue on my little streamers. And you can kind of off-center these if you want to. They are party, so you can do whatever you like. You could use some watercolor pencils and outline them, or you can just leave them. All right, let's see about our little balloon cluster here. And if you're going to give this card to somebody in person, you could always use some pop dots, dimensional dots, and kind of you know, make them as dimensional as you'd like. Or if you're going to send in the mail, it's definitely cheaper if you keep things flatter. Oops. Let's see. Maybe I want to move this one up here and these ones down here. Yeah, I like that. And then we can put in the little strings behind them. So let's go ahead and glue this one down. And then I have a stamp that says happy birthday, and we'll do that at the bottom. And put this one up as high as I can get it. And it's okay if it overlaps the little blue background pieces. So I'm okay with that. And I'm not using dimensional dots, even though I am going to give it in person, but it would be fun. You can definitely do that. Or you could just use a little piece of scrap. Maybe you have a little piece of chipboard or something you want to put behind there. And we'll put this one right there. And we'll put our little strings down. I think I want this to come over just a little bit. See, that glue gives me just a second. And it seems like I always need it. Okay. And I know some people use these, their little string pieces. They'll put them on first and then kind of line the balloons up with them. I usually put the balloon and then put the strings, but no right or wrong way. Whatever way is easiest for you, do that. If you don't want to cut those out because maybe they're too small or too tiny or whatever, you could always just draw them in a little fine line pen. But I think it does look cute like that. We could put a third string kind of right here to imply the string from this back one, but that's okay. I think it's fine just the way it is as well. Okay, I've got some Stampers Anonymous stamps. This one is a really great one to have. It's called Simple Sayings, CMS 155, and Stampers Anonymous does not discontinue their stamps, so you can always get any stamp from Stampers Anonymous that you see. And if you don't see it and you have like a picture or something of it, the name of it, whatever, if you contact them, they are really great. Nope, not affiliated. Just use them and love them. Okay, so let's put our stamp on a block. And maybe I'll use that prize ribbon again since it's blue. And these ones are Distress Oxide minis. Usually if I'm doing a saying, I'll do Distress Ink just because it's a little more crisp and bright. But this is a nice dark color. It's what I have right here into hand, so it will be perfect. There we go. And just like that, you have a fun little birthday card. And if you were giving a gift, you could cut some more of these pieces, maybe make a little gift tag. You can always put a sentiment or something inside. So there is one. How are we doing on time? All right, we got about 15 minutes. Leah, there's your 15-minute warning. Because again, this is the Artistry Collective's live craft and chat on Wednesdays. And we kind of do a little channel hop. We go from my page here. I go at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Leah goes after me. And then Christy from Christy's Craft Cottage goes after that. Okay, so let's see. I was thinking this one was kind of my inspiration here. So we'll use that tag. Let's see. Let's clean this up just a little bit. I've kind of got some craziness going on. And when you have a pile like this, this includes my die cuts. So definitely be careful not to, you know, throw these dies away. Kind of seems like a duh moment, but you wouldn't believe the things that happen. Sometimes these drop. I sometimes keep a little magnet on a stick to just rove around on the floor. Case if I drop, because if you drop like this little tiny one, really easy to do. Okay, and I know, where's that little curly Q die? This one, it's around here somewhere. There's another little string or balloon. Okay, and I have a little tag here. So I think this one's going to go like this. And we'll put the little HB2U down here. And we could use our little stamp in the background to just stamp happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, which might be fun. Let's do that. And what color do we want to do? Let's do shaded lilac because it'll be kind of light in color. Ah, of course. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but we'll see. We'll just stamp it a bunch of times in the background. Oh, it does show up nicely. Look at that. Oh, there's the little curly Q die. Perfect. Put that back over in the pile there. And this one is for one of the girls that works at the diner. And she got me a little gift card for my birthday, so I definitely want to at least make her a card. And you see when this is going in the background, you can kind of stagger it. You can use that second generation stamping. Some of it's not going to be seen because we're going to have our tag on there. Now, of course, this does take a little bit of time. So, you know, making cards takes time, but you can just have a day where you just go through and do a bunch of die cutting, maybe do a bunch of stamping on the background, or maybe you want to spray some backgrounds. And you can definitely do some compartmental making that makes it go faster and a little easier, especially if you're pressed for time. But I always think a handmade card is a nice touch. There we go. Okay, we'll go ahead and clean this out. Again, water-based ink, and it just wipes right off of there. These are some 99% water-sensitive baby wipes. Nothing expensive or fancy, but you could just use a paper towel and water, or a little inky binky, as Tim Holtz calls it. It's just a little piece of cloth and water. Okay, so now our little tag is going to sit like right here. You can see it's going to cover up some of that stuff, but I think it's still going to be very, very cute. And we'll need a couple balloons. So one here. I think I need to cut a couple more. Maybe we'll cut, do we want to do it? We could do metallic. Let's see. This one and this one. They only did 2 balloons, but we could do 3. Maybe I'll just do the balloons in the same color. And then they have a party hat and a little streamers. Oh, and the side cut came unstuck. If that happens, just pull it back through. It has a little suction down there. Okay, there's some balloons. Put that there, that there. Okay. And these balloons we could put, you know, you can kind of layer them one behind the tag, one on the tag, one in front of the tag here. Just kind of put them a little bit of everywhere. And let's build our little HB2U piece because I need to see how big that's going to be. Not very big. And again, if you don't have die cuts, you could use just some sticker letters. You could print something from your computer. Lots of different ways to do a fun handmade card. I want to put these kind of over to the corner as much as possible. So we're just going to make a cute little square. Okay, and if you're trying to make these a little thicker, you can layer them, or you can just use one layer, whatever works best. Again, here would be a really great use for the Xyron. You could just run these little letters through, and then they would just be adhesive backed. You could also put some glue on a little silicone mat, paint it on, or dip them through. You can use your glue stick, whatever you want to use. I unfortunately don't use glue sticks much anymore. I use it for some things, but not a lot, because I really appreciate how the better hold that I get from most of my liquid adhesives. But again, adhesives is one of those things. You just got to use what you have and use what you're comfortable with. And to some degree, be willing to try new things. If you see somebody using a glue, ask them what they like about it, or why they use that glue right now, or those kinds of things. Then you'll learn why certain glues are, for some people and not for others. Like I said, I like a glue that I can kind of move my pieces around if I need to. But I do like to have a really good hold, and I like a glue that dries and dries clear afterwards. So if I get a little sticky on there, it's not going to show, and I don't have to use a glue eraser. All right, let's make sure we put our letter on the right side up. Okay, perfect. Like that. Now I'm just going to use some bigger scissors. You could use your cutting mat though here, trimmer, whatever. And we're just going to cut along here. I'm not the straightest cutter, but this does have lines on it from the embossing folder. So we're just going to kind of use that as a guide. And I think that will be really cute right there. Okay, so then we have a little curly cue we can use somewhere. We have the strings from our balloons. And there was one little party hat down here in the bottom. We could do that. I kind of want to do pink or purple because it'll make it look a little more feminine. And I did have some of these little party hats cut out from something else I did, although she was turning 2, but if I had 2 of them, my friend is turning 22. Oh, to be 22 again, wouldn't that be great? I don't, but I had 2 without those. Okay, so let's see, we could just do like 2 little party hats here. And I could write 20, like 2 and 2 on there, or we could cut a little die cut. And maybe we could do this gold one in the center. I think that would be cute. All right, so let's cut a little white front for this one. I don't know what Remy has found out there, but she is making a run for it. She got a little toy probably. All right, how are we doing for time? We've got 6 minutes, so I think that's going to be just enough time to put this together. And then after me, we'll go and check out what Leah's going to do from Make All the Things With Me. She just announced some very cute little crafting kits that she's going to be putting together. And she's going to offer a class as well for a little bee kit. It's so cute. They're little wooden kits. So if you're into that kind of thing, Leah is your girl. All right, let's see. I cut it out. Okay. perfect. Go ahead and put this one together here. Now, I'm a blind lady, but if it doesn't line up perfectly, it's totally okay. It is just a pretty party hat. And we could put some of these streamers around. Did they do that in the background? They kind of did. Okay, so I have one little streamer here. I've got some fun little balloon strings everywhere. I kind of like that one off to the side. We can do this here, and then we can do like this one here, maybe this one here. That's kind of fun. I don't know if we need all three of these balloons, but we like that. I think that's really cute. I could put this off to the side, maybe right there. Just cut it in half. All right, so let's glue this little tag down, but I'm not going to glue it all the way. I'm going to kind of leave it around the edges, just a little bit lifted, so that I can kind of tuck some things, and then I can secure it a little more once I'm all done. I'm going to ink the edges of this little tag here with that same color that I stamped in the background. Add a little more fun to it here. And we could color those little embossed areas a little bit too. Now, if you did something like this and maybe you didn't want to see all of those lines and whatnot, you could use your wet wipe, or you could use a spray bottle. But the wet wipe is kind of gives it a fun look as well. And you can just kind of blend or edit or whatever you want to do here. So now it looks just like this. And we're going to go ahead and glue it. Like I said, I'm just going to glue in the center. Kind of leave those edges so that I can tuck the things that I want to tuck in there. And it's going to go off-centered, kind of to the left, because I've got my little phrase that's going to go down here to the right. And I'm going to glue this as well. But again, I'm going to glue mostly just in the center so that I can lift this other side here and put something under there if I want. Give it a good press so that it stays. And maybe we'll put this little curly Q here. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe like that. These little curly Qs I should have done over it twice, I think. And that's going to be a little fiddly to glue as well. But I suppose that's all right. Now, wherever you die cut, there will be lots of little paper pieces and scraps and things. So keep that in mind if you're working at a workstation. You can almost always tell where I die cut because there's lots of little bits and pieces all around. I did put one of those little, it's like a hard acrylic mat. My daughter got it for me underneath my chair here, which helps my chair roll around the carpet, but also makes it so I can just easily sweep up any little pieces, scraps, and that sort of thing. Okay, I'll put that there. Kind of let it just be wonky. It is supposed to be a party streamer. That one from there to there. What happened here? That's a little crazy wonky, but we'll go with it. Okay. And maybe this one I'll put up here so that it's like opposing corners. All right, guys, that is my time. So I'm just going to continue to glue this. I will post some pictures of the finished cards, but now we're going to head over and see Leah with Make All the Things With Me. So tell your crafty friends. And then after Leah, it'll be Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. Again, thank you so much for joining me here on Wednesday, live with the Artistry Collective. I'd love it if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday.